Hello everyone, Everyone here coming at you finally with 100 subscriber winner, and that is Ritual Dragons, as you can guys see. So for all of you who wanted something else as a deck, I'm sorry, and for all of you who wanted something else as a deck, as like the 100 subscriber deck, and didn't vote, well, it's your problem. I'm sorry to say that like out loud, but you didn't choose the deck that you want to see first. And this is Ritual Dragons. This is the first one out of the 5 that actually participate in this contest. The next one is Felgrand, and I will every single deck profiles that out of these until the last one will tell you which one is the one next. So that's pretty much it for that. And one thing to say, this deck is actually still pretty much in the works. It's really fun, but please take into consideration that this deck is kind of a little bit of messy because it's a starting idea that I had. It's really, really good, but you need to understand that it's not the strongest concept right now because one, I don't have all the cards, B, I'm just playtesting still. So this is Ritual Dragons, and as I said, the next ones will come later. One thing also to say is that I'm probably going to take next week a kind of a vacation for a week. So next Monday and until the Monday after that, I will not be available, and probably also in this Thursday, but we'll see about that. Like Thursday and the upcoming Monday, I will not be available, and then Thursday after that, I will be available again. So we'll see how that goes. I might actually change the schedule and take a break another time, but that's pretty much it for that. And sorry for those 2 minutes intro, but without further ado, let's get started with this deck profile. This is actually kind of a really, really interesting deck profile, as I said, and it's still in the playtesting area because it's very unique. So, as I said during the intro also of the 100 subscribers special announcement, that we had very, very strong Ritual Dragons over the last 2 years. And the first one of them, as you all seen, is Chaos Max. Now, Chaos Max, you all know what he does and pretty much it for that. So, Chaos Max is one of those that's going to be here. The second one is actually Amorphage, not Amorphage, but Amorphactor Pain. And the third one is Adai's Gravity Dragon, as you all see also in the 100 subscriber list. So for all of you who do not know what this card does, because I know you know what those two guys does, I will read it right now. So this card, you can ritual summon this card with whatever ritual spell it has, which is actually kind of a field spell, so it's really, really weird. But if this card is ritual summon, your opponent skip their next main phase 1. Negate the effect of all face-up Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz monsters while they are on the field. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Draculord monster from your deck to your hand, except Amorphactor Pain and whatever his name is. So that's pretty much it for all the 3. You already know what those two does, like I said, and for all of you who want to understand, I'm running one of each for now, because they do break a little bit, and they're just fine at one each, especially this guy. This is the guy is the most searchable one, because this is pretty much the deck for him, and like I said, it's not 100% complete. I'm trying something nice. If we'll see something better, I will probably just tell you what it is, but for now, like, one of each, because I do feel this is the best number for them, because I don't know 100% how much is better right now. So 3 Ritual Dragons and one of each. So that's pretty much it for them, and now we'll move on to the engines of the deck. So first off, for the engines of the deck, the most important engine, all of you going to raise an eyebrow, but that's actually Baobaboon. And of course, the triple Manju. However, because I don't have Manju, I'm proxying with Lawnfire Blossom. So those are the 6 most important cards in the deck. You might actually going to ask yourself, why Baobaboon is so important? Well, Baobaboon is just cleaning, like, it's just fixing hand. If you don't see particular cards, it's just fixing hands. And you have ways to pop it in the deck, so you can summon the other 2 copies. And that's pretty much it for him. It's just fixing your hand. And of course, this is supposed to be Manju, and you already know what Manju does. So that's pretty much it for the 6 more important cards in the deck. And like I said, Bao Baboon is really, really important, and I'll explain why in a sec. So for the next engines, that's actually pretty much an engine you probably seen coming, but if you don't, that's going to surprise you quite a bit. I'm running triple Volflame, triple Gold Driver, triple Silverd, and then the triple Steelren to go and complement my Bao Baboon. And the second reason why they're here, actually two second reasons, you could say second and third, is that they're normal and they're pendulum. So they complement the ritual spells so well, so I felt to myself, this engine is pretty strong, this engine can just fix my hand as well, and this engine can just basically just give me some kind of an advantage in a way to just defend myself if I don't open up my combo pieces. So this is pretty awesome, and like running this ratio of just the normal pendulum monsters is probably the best one, because Bismugear is really bad in this deck, and like what's really cool about this is like this one you probably use the least, but it is a scale 8, so it's really important. But pretty much you're using for your ritual spells, probably this one for Allies Gravity Dragon, those for your what are you called, what is name, the two others, like two of these, or just two of these and one of these, or just like, it's really cool because you can use those to just basically send them to the graveyard. And then if you have two other Metalfoes monsters, you can fusion summon, bring out Mithrilium, and then shuffle the ones that are in the graveyard to get them back in the deck to activate another ritual spell, and also just have kind of a synergy so Mithrilium effect will be live as soon as possible. So that's pretty much it, why they're so useful, and that's pretty much it for the Metalfoe engine as well. Really useful engine. And then for the last three monsters, actually 5 monsters, that actually a really unique engine as well. I'm running double copies of Odai's Arc Pendulum Dragon because it's just a searchable Odai's card, and it's also a level 7, and it's also just if your Odai's monster die, you can just revive it. It's pretty much it. It's just a monster reborn for your Odai's Gravity Dragon or whatever you want, so it's really useful. And it can tune itself out of the deck if one of them dies and you have this in the scale. So it's, again, really useful card. Then we're also running 1 copy of Dragon Core Hexer, which I actually wanted to run with this level leader because she's so much high level and she can tune up so weird synchro plays, which I playtested with that, but I'm not 100% sure how much level leader is going to stay around, so that's why I didn't do that. But first off, it's a 3000 body, which is really strong, and 2300 attack, which is, again, really strong, and it's just basically the complete tribute if you need it. So I found to myself, like, sometimes I want a complete tribute and I want the Metalfoe monsters, in the deck. So this one can be another really good complete tribute for Advanced Ritual Art, if you see what I'm getting at. And then finally, I'm running 1 copy of Dracu Slayer and 1 Dracu Ruler. Dracu Ruler for the target for Ammo Factor Pain, and Dracu Slayer because it just can pop scales and just get you more advantage. And that's pretty much it for the monsters. I believe that's pretty much around 25 to 26 monsters, and that's pretty much it for that. And now we'll move on for the spells. So to start off the spells, we'll start with the most important ones, the ritual spells. 2 Odai's Advent, and then this is supposed to be Advanced Ritual Art, but I don't have Advanced Ritual Art, so I'm proxying to Chaos Form. So Odai's Advent, as I said, it's really important because it can also ritual summon monsters from the graveyard, which is really cool, and you can use cards from the extra deck. And Advanced Ritual Art is also pretty important because it can use normal monsters. So that's actually the 2 best ritual spells I can think of. And for 3 monsters, I believe that 4 ritual spells are enough because this one is really searchable and the 2 others can be searched by Manju. So pretty much it for this. And speaking of how this card is searchable, I'm running 2 copies of Sky Iris and 1 copy of Terraforming to search my, of course, like I said, the Odai's Advent. Once again, this deck is still in playtesting, but for now it's working really okay. I am considering better engines, but this is pretty much really good for the ritual spells. And then for the last few spells, I'm running pretty much power spells or just generic spells that you need, or just archetype spells. So for the archetype spells, I'm running, of course, the 2 fusions because they're pretty much really helpful here, and they're just your targets for your Metalfoe popping, and really, really useful to actually save you in a pinch. And it's not also bad to open up with them, because you can fusion summon with them from the hand and just have Mithrillium shovel the cards back into the deck and just go from there. Like, sometimes you have to do those kind of weird things and tricks. So that's pretty much it for that. And then I also run 2 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords, because I do have level 7 and 8 dragons, and this card is a very, very good revival for my Chaos Max and more Factor Pain and Gravity and all that good stuff. I am considering maybe bumping it up to 3 because it's really, really good, but I'm not 100% sure, because this deck is pretty much OTK kind of, but not really. It's kind of a weird mix, so I'm not 100% sure what it is yet. But it's really, really good to have this kind of card in the deck. And then the last card is a power spell, like I said, Book of Moon, because it's an OTK potential with Chaos Max. So I just flip their monster Fates down and just do double piercing damage. It is convenient for Return of the Dragon Lords if you prefer, but I actually found Book of Moon actually pretty helpful in a pinch. And that's pretty much it for the spells. For the traps, we're only running the 2 generic Metalfoil traps, and that's pretty much it for that. And that's pretty much it for the main deck, 40 cards main deck. Now we'll move on to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, for the most generic stuff, I'm running 1 copy of 95 Dark Matter and Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, just to have some rank 8 potential if I need to. Pretty much those 2 I might going to cut, but they could be useful. That could be a situation that's come up. Then 1 copy of Odd Eyes, not Odd Eyes, but Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This card actually come up a lot if you have 2 level 7s, which you do have a lot in the deck, so that can come a lot, actually. And it's really useful. Then 1 copy of Dark Rebellion. 1 copy of Castel, like I said earlier before this card, but those 2 are the best rank 4s I can think of, like, you know, for a beatdown and just, you know, Castel. It's pretty much it for that. And the best rank 3 for this deck is Break Sword, because you can pop your own, one called Metalfoil, Metalfoil combination and get a search, sorry, with Balbaboon, if you don't know the combo, and yeah, that's pretty much it for that. That's really useful card. And then for the rest of the extra deck, I also run 1 copy of Odd Eyes Venom, 1 Vortex, 1 Meteor Burst, and 1 Absolute for the targets of the Odd Eyes Advent if my opponent have 2 monsters or more. And this one is just, I can Xyz summon it, and when it dies, I can summon one of those 2. Like those 2. This pretty much I'm using it for the targets, and those 2 pretty much when this card dies. So that's really, really useful. And then I'm also running 1 copy of Ignister, because it's Ignister. And for the Malfoys, I'm running 2 Mithrillium, 1 Orichalc, and the 1 Adamante. Should be an Alcahest, but I don't have an Alcahest, but this is the best lineup I can think of. So that's pretty much it for that. And that also does it for this entire deck profile. So this, like I said, a very unique deck profile, very, very, you could say even strange, but I did enjoy it quite a lot to make it and play it, playtest it. So hope you guys will enjoy it as well when you play it. And if you have any suggestions how to make this deck better, please post them in the comment down below. Like I'm saying 1 million times already, this deck still wasn't playtesting, and because of that, it's not 100% complete. So I will appreciate if you have any like comments to help make this deck better. And like I said, thank you once again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thank you once again for this 100 subscribers, and like for 104 as it is right now. So I'm really, really happy. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And yeah, next one is Felgrand. And remember, creativity is the key in this game. Have a good day, guys.